And I was like, I gotta drop this class. This class is not for me. And I went, and if you've ever done this before, I went and I saw what classes were available, and I really waited too late, and the only thing that was left was like advanced badminton and swimming 5. I mean, there was nothing relevant for me. And when you're in college, every now and then there are really very few woke professors in college, but there's also like a semi-woke professor those classes fill up real quick. So all of those semi-woke professors' classes were full, and I realized I'm stuck with this class. And as soon as I took the next class, they showed this man's face on the screen, and for some reason I was just really bitter, and I did not want to hear what this man had to say to me. And it took me a second to realize, because the man has done nothing to me. He died in the 1800s, and from all accounts, he appears to have been a pretty good man. And I realized it was really me. And in the summer of 2014, this was the spring of 2015 when I took a class featuring him. In the summer of 2014, the previous summer, a lot of us became awakened to the crisis of police brutality in America. Many of us knew it existed, but we had not lived the life of an activist. We'd seen it from afar. Nathalio and I went to Morehouse together in Atlanta, and when we were students at Morehouse, we protested when Amadou Diallo was killed. We protested when Shaun was killed in 1999 and 2000. Like, we knew about that. We've been activists. Like, most of you only know me for like the past 2 years, but like I owned my own bullhorn when I was in college. I've been doing this, and I see people sometimes say like, "Where do you come from?" Like I've been doing this, and still though, in the summer of 2014, I was working at an environmental charity in LA actually, called Global Green, and my family and I had moved out to California from Atlanta, and I got an email, and this will show you how much things have changed. I got an email. The job was a beautiful job. I was director of communications for this charity, managing social media, email, marketing, outreach, and our offices were on the beach in Santa Monica, just like a cushy corporate job. And I got an email from a buddy of mine from college, actually. And there's something weird that happens. The people you go to college with, even if you never see them again, they always know you for who you were in college. So even though I was doing something completely different, all of my guys from Morehouse still knew me as like Shaun the activist. And the guy wrote me, and he said, "Shaun, there's something really disturbing on YouTube." And it had not gone viral. We did not know about this yet. And he said, "Man, this is July 18th, 2014. He said, "Man, there's a video," and he said, "On the video, there's a man, looked like he's in his 40s or 50s, and the police are clearly harassing him. And he's asking the police patiently to leave him alone. And the police just continue to tell him. He tells the police, 'I haven't done anything.' And he said, 'Shaun, an officer grabs him by the neck, slams him on the ground, and just begins choking him.' And he said, you can hear the guy over and over and over again say, 'I can't breathe, I can't breathe.' He said, 'Shaun, he must have said it a dozen times.' He said, 'Shaun, man,' he said, 'it's on YouTube.' And he said, 'Man, the guy died. And there's just a dead man on the sidewalk.' And I had the thought, because I wasn't at home, I had the thought, I don't even know if I want to click on this in my office. I didn't even know if I wanted to see it. I didn't know if it was really as he described it. I clicked on the link, and there was Eric Garner. He had been choked to death by the NYPD. Daniel Pantaleo, who's still being paid by the NYPD at this moment. Not working, just being paid. He even gets his pay raise every year. Every year. I saw the video, and the next day, I learned that Eric had a big family. I have 5 kids of my own, and I took it like deeply. It was so personal to me. It was one of those cases, and each of you probably have a moment in your life, and it's hard to explain, where one case ripped your heart out. And when I saw it, I just saw a man. I was like, God, what in the world would my family do if an officer who was irritated with me threw me on the ground and choked me to death? Like, my family's not prepared for that. And I felt a kinship with him, and I came to know his daughter, Erica, who's my friend, his wife, his mother, and others. And I work with them in New York now, but I couldn't shake it. And I taught myself how to edit videos and how to chop them up and zoom in. And a few days later, I learned that chokeholds had been banned in New York for 10 years. So I've taught myself, how to do screenshots, just basic stuff that I wasn't doing at that point. And I had the thought, and it made so much sense. I feel ridiculous saying it now, but it made a lot of sense in my mind. I had the thought, damn it, I'm gonna share this video. I'm gonna share the video, I'm gonna share the log, and they're gonna arrest this man. Because it was a banned move, it was illegal. Eric was unarmed, nonviolent, and I had the thought, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share with everybody I know. I wasn't nearly as known as I am now, but I had a decent following. And within about 4 or 5 days, the whole country was talking about that case. And I was like, all right, we're gonna get some momentum. Like, people started marching, people were protesting, because everybody who saw it, this tells you how bad it is. They did an interview with George W. Bush. He was not president at the time, but they did an interview with him and asked him what he thought about it. And President George W. Bush said it was a grave injustice. And he expected, this was just a week or two after it happened, he expected somebody was going to be held accountable. George W. Bush. And then I started doing a terrible job at Global Green. I just became focused on this case, obsessed with it. And the people at Global Green were so sweet not to fire me. I would love them for the rest of my life, because for about 2 months, I stopped doing my job there, but the money kept hitting my account, direct deposit, and they knew I was not doing my job. And so I got a text message from a friend of mine. This is about 3 weeks after Eric was killed. I got a text message from a friend of mine, and he said, Shaun, he said, I'm gonna post this link, it's a live stream video. He said, Shaun, and he lived in St. Louis, this is how he described it to me. He said, man, in St. Louis, there's a neighborhood called Ferguson. And he said, right now, the police have shot a kid, and he's on the street, and Shaun, you can literally see blood flowing down the street. And he said, people are losing it. I clicked on the link. It was just as he described. I saw a kid laying in the middle of the street, blood flowing down, and the anger by the moment. He'd already been out there on the hot concrete on August Day on Canfield Drive. He'd already been out there for hours. Nobody was allowed to touch him. Nobody was allowed to give him any comfort or any real cover. And the anger was going up. And I had the thought, I'm just being real with you, I had the thought, this is where I was, oh my God, they're killing us out here every 2 or 3 weeks. That's what I thought. And then, literally the next day, I got another email from some people in Ohio. And they said, Shaun, there was a brother who was in a Walmart, in the pet food section, on the phone. His girlfriend just had a baby, on the phone with his girlfriend, in the pet food section. And some idiot called 911 and said that John Crawford had loaded a gun and was pointing it at people, which never happened. Nothing like that happened. Police came in and shot John right on the spot. He never even knew what was going on. I studied every camera in there. And then I had the thought, oh my God, they're not killing us every 2 or 3 weeks. They're killing us every 2 or 3 days. And then a few days later, I realized, no, it's not every 2 or 3 days. It's every 4 or 5 hours. A few months later, the nation is gripped with protests. Like, the boiling point of this country was hit. The whole world knew the name Mike Brown. The whole world, everywhere I went around the world, people were talking about Ferguson. People were talking about police brutality. But our goal was not for people to talk about it. Like, we all stopped what we were doing because we thought we were gonna get some justice. And so for months, for July and August, September, October, we were fighting. No decisions had been made with any of those cases for justice. And then in November, I learned what I thought at the time was probably the worst thing I could ever hear. That police in Cleveland, Ohio, had shot and killed a baby boy, a 12-year-old boy, sweetest boy, who was at the park with his sister playing on a day off, a block away from his mother's house, Tamir Rice. And I had the thought like, okay, somebody's gonna be held accountable for this. And in a few weeks, we learned, after Tamir Rice was killed, that there would be no justice for Mike Brown. There would be no justice for Eric Garner. There would be no justice for John Crawford. And eventually we learned there would be no justice for Tamir Rice. In fact, of the 1,100 people who were killed by police that year, not a single officer was held accountable. 0.0%. Like, for those of you who do statistics, that's a ridiculous, like, even when you think about medical malpractice or anything, like, when something is 0.0%, that's a conspiracy. Yes. 0.0% rely, like, of course, if I'm being like really, really conservative, it has to be 1.1%, 2.9%, 3.7%. Like, it has to be, it can't be 0.0%. That's unrealistic scientifically. And in the wake of that, I'm a deeply optimistic person. I was a pastor most of my adult life. I was a high school history and civics teacher. Y'all thought I just like wrote about police brutality all my life. I worked in prisons and youth detention centers for almost 5 years in Atlanta full time, at 20 different prisons and youth detention centers. I met several of you, introduced yourself to me and told me your story about being formerly incarcerated. And I was, for the first time in a very long time in my life, I went to a deep funk. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you. I had never really lost. Like, everything I ever put my heart and my mind out to do, it always happened. Every battle I'd ever fought, looking at Nathalio, like, every election I ever ran as a student, I was student government. I wanted to be president of my dormitory freshman year, and I got elected. The next year I wanted to be student government president, and I got elected. And I had never fought over and over and over and over again for something, like with my whole heart and soul, and just lost. Again and again and again and again. And so a few weeks later, when we get all of this bad news over and over again, I enrolled for a class and I saw this big hairy white man, and I hated that white man. I did. I was like, man, what do you have to tell me about the world? Because right now, I found myself angry, disappointed in myself, like, what did I do wrong? How did I approach this? Is our strategy off? And what I learned in this class, what I learned from Leopold von Ranke, it has shaped the way I've seen injustice for the past 2 years. He is seen, if you Google his name, you see it here at the bottom, Leopold von Ranke, he is seen as the father of the study of history. Before Leopold von Ranke, you could not major in college, you could not have a history major. He created the academic discipline of history. People studied the past, of course, but you could not get a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD in history. He pioneered the field. He was really the first man who said, if we're going to talk about history, we have to have rules and guidelines on how we do it. And he set out to do something. And so he built a timeline of human history that took him about 35 years to build. Mind you, you have to think about this. Mind you, there were no computers. There was no internet. There was no Google, no Wikipedia. But deeper than that, there was very little international travel. For the most part, most people in the world did not know the history of the country next to them. So in the 1850s, when he decided, I want to make a timeline of world history, he had to track the